This week on Check Please South Florida, a creative medley of flavors in the heart of Fort Lauderdale.
It was divine. Probably one of the best desserts I've had in a while.
A charming bistro in Miami Beach.
It came out perfectly medium rare, juicy, and fantastic.
And a delicious culinary adventure in Coconut Grove.
And I thought it was very welcoming. It seemed like a neighborhood-friendly spot.
Cultural, culinary secrets, and global flavors. We have a passion for blending ingredients and seasonings from around the world. Additional funding for Check Please South Florida is provided by George and Helen Weaver and the Friends of South Florida PBS.
I was like, wait, if Tennessee was a drink, this is it.
Everything was meant to be a certain way, and it was beautiful.
It just tasted very light and milky and delicious.
Nice food, spice food, and the beignets were the best.
Honestly, like the best horchata I've ever had.
Hello, I'm Michelle Bernstein, and welcome to Check Please South Florida, the show where regular people from all over South Florida recommend and review their favorite restaurants. This week we have a very special episode. In studio are two amazing food writers who have tasted their way through South Florida and are ready to dish on their favorite picks. Food reporter Michelle Muslera is ready to tell us the story of the dynamic duo that has created one of the most exciting and deliciously consistent menus in South Florida. She says that the quintessential American fare is brought to impressive heights thanks to the subtle and creative addition of French and Latin twists. Get ready to be delighted by this Miami Beach spot. But first, food writer, podcaster, and returning Check Please guest, Mike Mayo, is ready to share with us why his pick should be at the top of your list. He said that this spot features a menu that has been influenced by a delicious medley of international flavors. Your taste buds will be blown away by this cozy chef-driven pick. It's located in Fort Lauderdale, and it's called The Catherine.
Hi, I'm Tim Baloo from the Catherine, Fort Lauderdale.
My name is Marissa Baloo from the Catherine, Fort Lauderdale.
The background and story of the Catherine is it is an ode to my wife and partner, Marissa Catherine Baloo, who I met over 28 years ago, not too far off of this street, Broward Boulevard. And as high school sweethearts, I was on my road to pursue a career in Wall Street, but she convinced me to follow my dream to become a chef. So after many years of having restaurants all over the country and cooking all over the world, we decided to bring back the flavors that we fell in love with in our travels to the city where we fell in love.
Along with my front of the house team, I run Front. This is my first restaurant venture that my husband brought me into. I think we're doing a pretty good job.
My family's Chinese, Indian, Black from Trinidad, and Marissa's parents are from Thailand and Colombia. So you'll see a lot of that energy instilled in our food program, but we're not one or the other. Our food is very rich and soulful, and we have dishes from the Mediterranean to Southeast Asia, from Thailand to Japan.
I want guests to say that was bleeping delicious.
The Catherine is a love story.
Mikey, welcome back, first of all.
It's so good to see you, Michelle.
Thank you
Always
so
a pleasure.
much. We love having you here. You're so awesome.
Well, I love eating and talking about it, so I'm in the right place.
Tell me about the Catherine. Not so much food yet. Let's just jump into the restaurant itself, driving up to it, and what you find when you walk in.
Well, he opened it. I've lost track of time with the whole pandemic, but it was a couple of years ago. The space came open. It used to be another restaurant called Foxy Brown. They moved, and it's perfect for that small, independent, chef-driven place.
It's in Victoria Park neighborhood. Had you been there before, Michelle?
No, first time. And
what did you think walking in?
So when you drive past it, you can miss it. You might not know that there's a restaurant there. It was completely unassuming. We were really not sure what to expect with my husband, but as soon as we walked in, we were really impressed with the dim lighting, the romantic atmosphere, the beautiful bar, very minimalist decor, but really gorgeous. And we got a beautiful table by the window. It was a Saturday night, perfect date night, and we were impressed already walking in.
Timon has really interesting background, and it shows in his food. He's Trinidadian and Chinese. So let's talk about what you had this last time you went.
Last time I started with the hamachi crudo with a black garlic and then a dashi that they poured over it. And it was just one of these like beautiful South Florida dishes that well composed, gorgeous, Instagrammable, but better yet, more delicious. I ate it all up.
Then you had a red snapper. I think it was like a curry snapper?
Yeah, it was his red snapper in a red curry sauce. Flavorful, that's using some of the, the island and the Southeast Asian influences. Has flavor, but not too spicy, but just enough to keep things interesting. It's delicious.
He really knows how to work his magic around so many spices that other people wouldn't know, and mainly because, that's what he grew up in. So what did you have, Michelle?
So as soon as we walked in, we were greeted by the wonderful aromas of the two dishes of the people that were sitting next to us. The first one was the charred Indian-style corn with a masala aioli sauce. The corn was delicious. I love charred corn. What's not to love?
Off the cob?
Oh no, on the cob.
Okay.
It came with this really beautiful sauce. It was an aioli with masala. It was very delicately drizzled, and I really wish there would have been more of it because
I'm sure
it
you could have asked.
delicious. And I know next time I will order it again and ask for more of it because I thought that really elevated the dish. And then we got the charred Thai-style cabbage salad, which I thought would be just a light way to start the meal. It was a hearty salad. It was absolutely delicious,
Could have
very
been a meal
surprising.
itself.
Absolutely, for me, yes.
And then the short rib orecchiette, tell me about that.
Yes, so we were driving there and we're already dreaming about the orecchiette. I had read so much about it. It was perfectly executed.
Tell me about your dessert. You both had dessert.
The chocolate pudding, again, very nice. And the other thing they do is like a brioche, like a kind of like a French toast that's like a bread pudding. And that's something that's always wonderful.
You had the
Yes.
torrejas, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So my husband and I were completely full by the time we ended our main course, but we had to have some dessert and we ordered the torrejas, which are a Spanish take or Mexican take on the classic French toast. They were absolutely divine, and we wished we each would have gotten our own. We were fighting over the last bite, and my husband's a gentleman, so he let me have it. It was seared in, I believe, olive oil, and it was crispy on the outside and custardy on the inside. It was served with a scoop of homemade cinnamon ice cream and caramelized peaches.
Delicious.
It was divine. Probably one of the best desserts I've had in a while.
Let's talk service a little bit. Tell me about it.
Oh, fine. It was, this is a place where they're serving, some more ambitious food and flavors, and the servers are familiar with the menu and the ingredients. They try to guide you through it. They'll talk about what your tastes and preferences are. So, yeah, it's good polished service, but not overbearing at all.
How did you find the prices compared to the food? Is there value in it?
Yes, I think so. I thought it was very fair. The high quality of the dishes, of the flavors, of the ingredients, the service. The service was impeccable. The ambiance, the entire package, I thought just worked, and I was surprised. I thought we would be paying more, so I thought it was fair and actually a good value.
All right, Mike. Well, the Catherine was your pick. Sum it up for me, please.
This is the kind of restaurant that Broward and Fort Lauderdale needs more of. Beautiful, interesting, innovative.
Perfect. Michelle?
I think that the Catherine is worth the drive to Fort Lauderdale. It's perfect for a date night, perfectly executed food, beautiful ambiance, top-notch service. What's not to love?
Yay. Well, for a unique dining experience, you can make your way to the Catherine, located at 723 East Broward Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. They're open Wednesday to Sunday for dinner. Reservations are accepted, where the average price for dinner without drinks is about $60. Now, food reporter Michelle Muslera is ready to share the outline for her top pick. It's located in Miami Beach and it's called Silver Lake Bistro.
Hi, I'm Sandy Sanchez, co-owner of Silver Lake Bistro in Miami Beach, and this is my gorgeous husband.
Benoit Blas, the chef at Silver Lake Bistro.
9 years ago this month, actually, we moved to Florida from California and we started our first restaurant. About 5 years after that, we were ready to kind of explore the other side of our experience in food. The concept of the restaurant was California cuisine, and what that means to us is a menu that incorporates a lot of different styles of food.
We call it modern American bistro, so we have some classics like mac and cheese, which we make with gnocchi, we have a burger, we have roasted chicken.
There's a lot going on in the restaurant in terms of decor, but I feel like I've pulled a little bit from all of these different things that had influenced me personally while I lived in California. Yeah, I think you'll find like a little wink to different retro vibes in here. Back when we started the restaurant almost 6 years ago, when we started Silver Lake, it was very quiet. Everyone was so happy when we opened here.
It's like, people live in the neighborhood, they come, they don't wait for a birthday or Mother's Day or something special to come here. It's just the neighborhood, we're hungry, okay, let's go to Silver Lake, have a burger, go back home.
Silver Lake Bistro is a place where you can have a fantastic meal without the fuss.
So tell me a little about the story, because there's a really sweet story here.
So Silver Lake is a bistro in Normandy, in the Normandy neighborhood. The food is California inspired, which is to say that it's very focused on excellent ingredients. Mm-hmm. They don't mess too much with the preparations.
Mike, tell me your first thoughts.
First thoughts, this was my first time in there, and I'd heard about it, and walking in immediately felt comfortable. It's that also cozy, comfort food on the menu, and you definitely felt the French vibes. I loved it particularly because I went on a Thursday night when they have half price off all bottles of wine, and I got a nice triple-digit wine that was only $50. A beautiful Pinot from California, the Goldeneye, and they properly decanted it. And I was like, I'm in the right place. They're treating
and they
the
sell
wine
the wines, by the way, at Normandy Gourmandy.
Nice.
Okay, let's talk about the food. Tell me what you had this last time.
All right, so my favorite dish to have there is the burger. It is famous for a reason, or for two reasons. Well, actually, it has two patties. It's perfectly executed, and the fact that it has two patties allows them to really sear it nicely on both sides. It has some sharp cheddar, it has a nice fluffy brioche, and it has a porcini mushroom butter on one side of the patties and a steak sauce on the other. So it's absolutely flavorful. They use their own top secret signature meat blend or beef blend.
Flavor bomb.
Yes. Flavor bomb. You want to laugh?
Yes.
So I went with my son, and he had everything you had, especially the appetizer.
Oh, yes. So we started off with the carrots, something light. Every time I see roasted carrots on the menu, I have to try them, and they were perfectly executed. These were heirloom carrots, multicolor. Mm-hmm. They were really nice and sweet. They were served on a bed of ricotta with honey and topped with crunchy pistachios. And then it had a little kick of something smoky and spicy on top, which was Espelette pepper from France,
yes,
I believe.
Correct.
So it was very nicely balanced. And then the second one was something a bit richer, which was the gnocchi mac and cheese. Uh-huh. These are really delicious gnocchi, pillowy. They're seared in duck fat, and they're topped with crumbs of croutons. So you have all the textures.
Why not? Why not bring in duck fat? Mike, you had almost the same thing, right?
I went with another couple, and we tend to overorder and overeat, so we had practically the whole menu, but we were going to get the gnocchi, and we didn't. Now I'm filled with regret.
But you had the carrots.
But we had the carrot. I mean, what I appreciated about the menu was that it was a lot of vegetarian dishes. Yep. We had the okra, which it was kind of a blistered pan-fried. We also had the burger. It's now on my list of best burgers in South Florida.
Yeah, that burger's crazy good. Yeah.
And what I also appreciated about that, a lot of times when you get those double, kind of like the smash burgers, they can't cook them to medium or medium rare. This one, I requested medium rare, came out perfectly medium rare, juicy, and fantastic.
Okay. Michelle, dessert?
Dessert, yes. So everyone gets a pot of cream over there, but I wanted to try something different. So we went for the salted butter and sugar crepe. It was divine. I kept looking for the dulce de leche inside because I thought that there was caramel, but it was actually the salted butter with the sugar that was caramelized.
See, I'd almost rather butter and sugar. I love that.
It was so delicate, so elegant, and we loved it.
And you had the butterscotch pâte de crème?
Butterscotch pâte de crème. Usually we see, then they do have a chocolate one, but we said, we haven't had butterscotch in a while. And the three of us split it. It was so rich.
I love butterscotch.
And it was, a little bit sweet.
It's almost forgotten, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, it is. And I don't want to forget it anymore because having that with a nice hot cup of the French press coffee, it was just a great way to finish a meal. Yeah.
So wine list, I'm guessing that you were pretty happy with that, especially with the 50% off.
Half-price wine night. Again, I got this bottle of wine that usually you see retail for more than what I paid at the restaurant that night, which means if they want to give the wine away like that, I'm more than happy to drink it, especially
You'll
good
take
bottles.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
How are prices, speaking of prices?
I thought they were very fair, very good value for the price that you're paying, and you're getting excellent food.
Service?
Oh, yeah, excellent. And again, not rushed. We didn't know what we wanted to order, and we ordered our drink, and then they didn't rush us at all. It was good service.
Okay. All right, well, Michelle, Silver Lake Bistro was your pick. Sum it up for us, please.
So Silver Lake is a California-inspired bistro with a French twist, with excellent food, great service, and a beautiful dining room.
Mike?
It's a place that strikes me as one of those neighborhood joints, but it's worth a drive because the menu is comfort food that is mostly well executed, and I found it great value.
For a charmingly good meal, you can visit Silver Lake Bistro, located at 1211 71st Street in Miami Beach. They're open Wednesday through Monday for dinner. Reservations are accepted where the average price for dinner without drinks is about $65. If you've never tasted Nuc Nam, I think it's time. And if you've never made it, I think it's doubly time. So let's just jump into the dressing. Traditionally, Nuc Nam or Nuc Cham is fish sauce, lime juice, and sugar. What you add to it can change it. Some are tradition, like the garlic and the chilies that I'm doing now today. Adding a little bit of water makes it a little more, let's just say, delicate or subdued. So we're going to do that as well. So we've got 2 cloves of grated garlic in the bowl. To that, I'm adding, and as you can see, we juiced our own limes because it has to be really fresh lime juice. Equal parts of lime juice, fish sauce, and I'm going to do equal part of water as well in there. I've got some Thai chilies that I'm going to throw in. These have been sliced from about 1 to 2 Thai chilies. If you don't like the heat, then don't use them. If you like a little heat, you can use a jalapeno. And then finally, the sugar. You can use regular white sugar. However, I love this palm sugar. Vietnamese Nuc Cham usually uses this palm sugar. It is quite delicious. Now you do have to grate it, so it comes like this. It's really cool. It's kind of like the shape of like almost a hockey puck, and you just grate it on a box grater. And we're using the same amount of that sugar as everything else. Now I wanted to show you how delicious Nuc Nam is, and to me the perfect way to do that is in a fresh, crisp salad. So in this bowl, I have watercress, a little bit of thin julienne onions, some mint for freshness, and cilantro. If you're one of those people that hate cilantro, just omit it. You can add parsley if you want to, or nothing at all. All right, our Nuc Nam is well mixed. I'm gonna add a Florida avocado half to the salad. I'm just gonna slice it up in its own peel, like so. Finally, let's go ahead and dress this beautiful salad of ours with our Nuc Cham. Mix that up, make sure everything gets tossed in to that delicious sauce. I love watercress with this. If it's not your favorite green vegetable for a salad, then you can use whatever lettuces that you like. All right, everybody. That is our venture into Vietnam and Nuc Cham. I hope you make this and enjoy it as much as I do. I can't wait to dig in. And now we're going to discuss our third restaurant, which has been highly requested by many of you at home. It's a delicious and authentic gem that will transport you to Thailand. It's located in Coconut Grove, and it's called Achana's Homegrown Thai.
Hi, my name is Achana Capolini. I'm the owner of Achana's Homegrown Thai here in Coconut Grove. Our family has been in the restaurant business since 1978 here in Miami. I wanted to incorporate all the family recipe that we have had in past years. All of this recipes has been in the family since, we were in Thailand and since we've been here. We have a small menu, so it's limited. Everything we do, I like to think that we do very well. Our noodles are spectacular. Any of the salad, the lap gai, the namsod, the noodle dish that are very popular would be, of course, the pad thai and then the pad see ew. Our customer feels that this has become a family, like a second home to them, because we do have locals that come in once a week. This is my home, and a lot of the stuff that I decorate and everything here has a lot of personal feel to it. Achana's Homegrown Thai is a neighborhood restaurant that serves fresh, authentic food that all our customers are friends and family.
So you have to understand, you guys, this restaurant has been reviewed and sent in almost more than any other. So many people have asked us to review it. We just haven't had a chance to because we go through a lot of restaurants here in Check Please. But we thought that this was a perfect time for the two of you to try it. And tell us about it. Mike, what'd you think?
Well, it's a throwback because it's, again, in the heart of Coconut Grove. And, the Grove has gotten built up and fancified and all these.
Boy, has it changed,
yeah. I mean, I remember.
It ain't the old Grove.
Yeah. So you walk in, I guess this place has been here about 6 years, but it feels like the old Grove, and it's, very unpretentious and a little bit small and maybe a little cramped inside, but they got a lot of sidewalk seating. And, it's a place that's coming from, again, a mom and pop, run by a couple. The food and the flavors were very good.
All right, we'll get into food in just a sec. Michelle, what did you think first walking in?
First walking in, I thought that the interior was very casual. I liked the jigsaw puzzle type of decor that they had on the walls with the wood, the big mural with the people eating in the street, typical scene that you see in Bangkok. And I thought it was very welcoming. It seemed like a neighborhood-friendly spot as well.
Okay, let's get into the food. Mike, tell me about it.
We started with nam sa, it's the ground pork. Nice
It's
flavor.
one of my favorite.
Yeah.
They usually serve it on top of lettuce.
Yes.
So you can enjoy the freshness of the lettuce. It's a little spicy. Usually chilies in the Nuc Nam. Okay.
We ordered it medium and it had a sufficient punch and kick.
Okay.
Had that tiger tears salad, which is, like the sliced beef on top of lettuce.
How about your main course?
Main course, we got the basil ribs, which is one of their house specialties, and they modified it because the friend I went with had certain allergies, and they
Is
were.
it pork rib or beef rib?
It was I'm going to say beef rib.
Okay.
Yeah, very good flavor. They had to modify it a little bit to remove some carrots from the base and the sauce, but it was good. It was delectable. We plowed through the whole thing.
Okay, Michelle.
So we started with the larb gai, which is a minced chicken salad. It's very herbaceous. It has this very zesty tamarind sauce that kept us coming back for more. It's quite generous for a salad. It had a lot of the chicken. So we had to pace ourselves because we had more things coming. The second thing that we had was the pad kimao, which translates to drunken noodles.
Okay.
I asked, what does this mean? Are they made with alcohol? Why are they drunken? And apparently, pad kimao, drunken noodles, are popular in Thailand because people have them as a late night dish after a night of drinking.
How was your Thai donuts?
The Thai donuts were delicious as well. They came with a few dipping options. They had crushed nuts, shredded coconut, this caramel sauce, and everything was drizzled with condensed milk.
Condensed milk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always. Yeah,
Very
traditional.
nice.
Tell me a little bit about service.
So the service was a little scattered. The usual front of the house person is the husband of Achana, and he wasn't there that night. So I guess when he's around, I think maybe it's a little bit of a tighter ship.
Understood. How about pricing?
I thought it was fair. I went for lunch, and I thought that the dishes were quite abundant. We had a lot of leftovers. I thought it was a good value.
I thought it was a little on the higher side, but again, knowing where it is, it's a high rent district now, and I'm spoiled because I live in Broward, and we have a lot of good Thai places that have similar dishes and flavors, but a little bit lower priced. But for the neighborhood, I can understand why.
Is parking right now difficult in Coconut Grove?
Yes,
yeah.
quite challenging. We went for lunch.
That was really a question, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, parking can be a challenge. We went early for an early lunch, so we found parking quickly, but every time I go to the Grove, I have that problem. So I can see that being a situation sometime.
Okay. Well, Achana's Homegrown Thai was our audience pick. So Mike, sum it up for us.
I would say I could see why it's a very popular spot in that neighborhood with locals because it has really, authentic traditional Thai flavors in a unpretentious setting.
Michelle?
Yeah, I have to agree. Authentic Thai in casual environment with really nice people watching in the heart of the Grove.
Okay, for creative and locally sourced Thai dishes, you can head on over to Achana's Homegrown Thai, located at 3194 Commodore Plaza in Coconut Grove. Reservations are accepted where the average price for dinner without drinks is about $65. We've had a wonderful time, and I want to thank my guests, Mike Mayo and Michelle Muslera. For more about the restaurants and recipes featured in the show, or if you'd like to apply to be a guest reviewer, visit us at checkpleasefl.com. And as always, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Join us next time for new guests recommending their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please South Florida. I'm Michelle Bernstein, and I'll see you all then. Thank you.
Cultural culinary secrets and global flavors. We have a passion for blending ingredients and seasonings from around the world.